Welcome to part two. Get all raged up, don't I? I don't know why I'm like that at times. I just don't know why I'm like that. But boxing brings out the worst in me, doesn't it? It does. It brings out the. There's a lot of things I don't agree with, but we're saying the same old things that we've been saying 5 years ago, aren't we? When I started this whatever it is we've got going here, I don't know what it is. It's a mess, isn't it? It's a mess. Here we are. Right, Big Meech is taking time out, and Yui Fury is taking time out. But Yui's not well, is he? So he needs a rest. But Big Meech, he was good to go December. What's happened since then? What's going on here?
I look at Matchroom at the minute and I see chaos. I don't see. I look there in BoxRec and they have got one show in the UK scheduled between now and Christmas. That is the Josh Warrington Lopez fight, which has absolutely no interest whatsoever. I have no interest in that. I don't care about that. Uh, I think Josh Warrington's probably saying to himself, now, why on earth did I actually come back to
No,
Matchroom?
Ken. Oh, sorry. No, what about Joshua taking time
Yeah,
out? You on
yeah.
about Josh
Well,
Warrington?
well, well. What I'm trying to
Oh,
say
sorry. Go on, yeah.
is that's the only fight that has been scheduled card
Oh,
in
yeah.
in the
Sorry, I'm not
UK
with it.
between now and January. So I just see I just see chaos at Matchroom, especially with last week. So how can they plan anything? What are they going to do with AJ? Uh, I don't really think AJ is going to be. Who's going to pay for a pay per view of AJ in the UK now? He's lost two of his last three.
Who's going to want to watch him fight a stiff now, like Fury? But Fury's fan base, I'd say, are probably a bit more loyal than Joshua's because Joshua's, I'd say, are casuals and casual people are fickle, aren't they? Whereas Fury's got like a community to behind him, many travellers. You know what I mean?
He's got that attachment. He's kind of that whole story the last couple of years. In America, he's been on WWE. He's had reality TV programs. So his exposure is probably a lot higher
Yeah.
and market values higher than AJ. So
Yeah.
what do they do with AJ? Do you take AJ over to Australia, Dempsey McKean next? Do you take him to Asia for Zai Zhang? Will people watch that? I just think there's a lot going on there that maybe they found out that you know maybe they're just fed up with boxing.
Oh, tell me about it. Well, that big Chinaman's useless anyway.
Yeah. He now I did say in the last video I thought he won the his last fight.
Big Rogie would knock him out now.
A big Hergovic. Uh, you know he's been exposed as being you know not he's not the bogeyman. He's definitely not the bogeyman that everybody thought. But in America, there's no real monetary value in America either. So I think they're in limbo, Russell. I think the zone and Matchroom and AJ, all of them are
Good.
in
Good.
absolute
I hope they
limbo.
end up on Skid Row at food banks. Good. Good. I
You,
can't stand any of them, mate. What they've done to boxing last 10 years. Can't stand them.
you look at you can't say Dillian White now because Dillian White
He's
looks like he's
finished,
gonna
mate. He's been busted flush, mate. Finished. He's just
he,
going to pick up crumbs now anywhere he can.
it looks like he's gonna be fighting Jermaine Franklin next
Okay, then, Kev.
as a comeback fight.
Let me say this to you. Does Dylan White ever win a world title? Yes or no?
No,
Right. Does Chisora?
no,
Are they millionaires?
absolutely, yeah.
So what is going on in the sport of boxing? How can that be?
We've just been conditioned to paying,
What to them
watching,
spewing the guts
whatever.
up on IFL with all the fake scripts and that every week for the last 10 years?
We've fell for it. The fans have fell for it, and we have been conditioned to, yeah, we're boxing fans, and I can't miss this, and I can't match that. We're partly to blame
Yeah.
for this because we've been conditioned to it.
They've manipulated the system and found a way. And it looks like it's all come on top for him. What about Joe Joyce calling out Wilder? But it looks like he's going to have to fight Ruiz in a WBC eliminator for Fury's belt. Am I right?
Yeah, that's going to happen. That's going to be PBC. That they like doing things in house. It's easier for them, and it's easier for Al Heyman. With marketing and the sales rates in between
Wilder will light
rounds.
him up, won't he, Ruiz?
Absolutely.
Light him up.
I thought that Ruiz was, he was going to turn a new leaf, but he hasn't. I think his punch resistance has absolutely gone, Russell.
Yeah.
I think Wilder will do him in about 4 rounds.
He'll put him on planet Saturn, mate. I can assure you. I know more than Jupiter and orbit. Planet Mars bar, he'll put him on. Let's move away from heavyweight division, mate, because all they're doing is taking a piss on us from an high height. Let's look at Josh Warrington, Lee Wood, Lara, Yazzie Dickens, Conlan, all them boys that don't get as much exposure as they should. What's happening with them, Ken? Talk to me.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're in really good, entertaining fights. They don't get anywhere near the money. It's the heavyweight division. Yazzie Dickens has just won an IBO title last weekend at a show, which is brilliant for him. It gives him a chance to maybe get a big fight. You've got Conlan coming back against Gagoff in December in Belfast. You've got Lee Wood. He pulled out of that Lara fight. I think that would have been probably one of the fights of the year. You've got Patrick Ward. You've got Warrington. You've got even Jordan Gill, who's a European title. And you've got Nick Ball, who destroyed Isaac Lowe. So there's a good mix for fights to be made between them all. And the only ones that have really fought each other was Conlan and Wood. You would like to see that again.
Yeah. Do you think that Lee Wood bottled it against Lara? I mean, he did.
Where else is he going to go? Where else? What would you want? What other fight is going to be more appealing in the division than him and Lara? After the Conlan fight, it doesn't make sense.
Conlan would too. Because I thought Conlan would win it fight, wouldn't he, really?
Yeah, that would be another good fight. But, you've got Warrington there.
Starts fast, doesn't he, Conlan?
Yeah. I think he started too fast in that fight. I think the worst thing that happened was dropping Wood in the first round. He was kind of boxing at a pace that he should have been maybe boxing at between 7 to 9 rounds, getting the championship rounds. But surely, if you're Josh Warrington right now and he left Frank Warren to come back to Matchroom, he get knocked out against Lara, and he lost. He had to give up. Obviously, before that, the IBF, the Galahad, and get knocked out against Lara. Do you not think? And this fight against Lopez coming up, do you not think he's actually turned around saying to himself, "Where's my career going here?"
Yeah, probably is.
You've got all these great fights in the mix there that can be made, but none of them are getting made. It's just they're easy fights to make and they're fights that sell. It just doesn't make sense. Sure, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't, mate. It's a nonsense, mate. Isn't it? It's an utter nonsense. What's happening with him? Where is Josh Warrington going now?
Well, he's got this fight against Lopez in December. Emily Bridges is on the undercard. The great Leeds United supporter that is.
Who didn't even know who Billy Bremner were when she got asked? Well, who's he? But yet she's a lifelong Leeds United supporter. His statue's outside the ground. He's a legend. He used to live at Clifton up here in Doncaster. Billy Bremner is a legend. He died in '97 and buried him in my village. You know that.
Well, It just looks, Russell, that the promoters are just trying to skim as much money off heavyweight fights, and all the lower weights are just been left.
Do you know if Dylan White fights in Australia, is he gonna turn around and say he's I don't know, a big fan of crocodiles or something, or kangaroos? I don't know what. Oh yeah, I'm a Leeds United fan. Oh yeah, okay. Everybody's buying into that Ricky Hatton thing. Well, Ricky Hatton was Man City from being a kid, wasn't he? Now everybody seems to latch onto a football team, don't they? But you never see him at a match, do you? How many times has Everly Bridges been up on train from London to watch Leeds United? How many? Zero. You know what I mean? Everybody's a Leeds United fan. If they're going to put us, going to fight at Ellen Road, oh, I'm a Leeds fan all my life. It's like when everybody was signing for Liverpool, Stephen Gerrard. They said, Stephen, yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so, he's been a Liverpool supporter all his life. And Gerrard says, they all I want to sign for Liverpool. That would have rubbish.
What do you think of Gerrard getting sacked at Villa?
Well, he's not learned his craft, has he? You don't learn your craft, do you? Rangers, do you? There's only 2 teams in the division. He's got to learn his craft, hasn't he? They'll have to pay him to go, though, haven't they? They've paid him up millions to leave. Yeah, you're no good. Here's millions. He's another Sam Allardyce, isn't he? You know, Stuart Pearce, Mark Hughes, Alan Kirbichley, Harry Redknapp. You can reel them off all day, mate.
Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce. Millions of pounds they're giving you for failure.
I think the problem with Gerrard was at Rangers, a big part of the success he had at Rangers was his coach, Michael Beale, who he brought over from Liverpool, the Liverpool Academy. He left.
Beat got no. Could be John Fury come to do me in 2 seconds.
He left to go to QPR, and as soon as he goes there and he's in charge of Villa, you know, it's a much harder league, and I think it's going to be like all these managers now that have names like Lampard and Gerrard, just getting these coaching jobs because of their names, where you go back and you look at great managers like Arsene
Big
Wenger.
John's not come to get me just yet.
You know, you look at managers like Wenger who developed the whole phase.
Hard round. Sorry, mate, go on.
Just talking there about, you know, like Lampard and Gerrard just walking in and out of jobs because of their names, and they're not even developing the club from youth phase right up.
Listen, mate. Bobby Moore had 108 caps for England. He won World Cup. He won stuff with West Ham. Don't me say he's going to be a great manager.
Yeah.
Clinton Woods, world champion over 3 years. Don't mean to say he's going to be a great trainer, does he? Not saying he doesn't know all about boxing, but he's going to look at people and think, God, they haven't got the same desire as I had. Do you know what I mean? Don't mean to say you're going to be a great manager or a motivator or a coach, does it? Steven Gerrard been paid millions and millions of pounds to jog on and be a failure at Villa. Get gone. Learn your craft. Do you know what I mean? But somebody will give him another job. He'll be hanging around for Klopp's job now. How's he going to get Klopp's job now? He'd have been better going to Liverpool and stay. Well, he was there, wasn't he? And coaching stuff. He should have stayed there, shouldn't he? And learn his craft. He'll end up on telling her like Gary Neville and all them other ones who bottled it and didn't take a job because they got it comfy under them tables, haven't they, with their feet? Carragher, who likes to spit on young lasses. Michael Owen and all the rest of them. I won't slag Michael Owen off because he got all sorts of options with these here. But end of the day, they've not had to go at management, have they? But yet they all went and did the badges. Can we say they're going to be great managers, does it?
I think I remember Gary Neville went to Valencia and was sacked pretty quick.
Eight games. Roy Keane, another one. Listen, there's talkers and the Smoky Bacon walkers. Right, getting back to boxing. Shields Marshall, what do you think of it, Ken?
I was really disappointed for Savannah, obviously, that she lost. I think Shields showed something in that fight that she hasn't shown in any fight. You know, any mistakes that she would have made, that she did make and got into that fight, she was bang on point. You could see that she really, really, really wanted to beat Savannah so much, and somebody with an ego was big as Carissa. She was just so determined to win that fight. I'm not saying Savannah wasn't, but her ego, somebody with an ego like that, having all that Savannah over beating her in the Olympics, she just wanted it so much. I've never seen her start as quick.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, People keep saying, Porky, you bottled it, talking about Savannah. No, I not bottled it. I thought she lost 6 rounds to 4. If people are saying it's 7-3, I'm 1 round out. Brad, it's 6-4. What did you have it?
At 6-4,
Yeah.
6-4.
I thought she needed
6-4.
last round for a draw. And I thought Shields just shaded, didn't she, last round? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
She just started really well, Russell, and it's so hard. And this is another thing as well, and it's not, this is no excuse, but it's, I think lady female boxing now needs to go to world title fights, need to be 12 rounds.
12 threes, mate, we need. Like men, they want men money. It's like tennis, isn't it? They only do 2 best of 3, don't they? Well, why not best of 5? It's getting the same money.
It spoiled, it didn't spoil it. I think if you look at Baumgardner and Michaela Meyer, that was a really close fight. That was a good fight. So 2 more rounds of that, we would have had a definitive winner on that fight. I think the same as Savannah and Shields. If there was 2 more rounds, it would have been more definitive. So I think female boxing, even if they keep it 2-minute rounds, championship fights really need to be 12 rounds, Russell.
What do you think to that April Hunter? She's a big lump, isn't she?
I actually missed the first half of the bill. I only got to see the Baumgardner and Maya fight and Savannah and Carissa. I missed April Hunter. But what did you think of the Baumgardner and Maya? What did you think of that?
I thought the fight was a total letdown considering they shot the mouths off for 2 months. I thought the fight was a letdown. That Baumgardner, she looks like John Rambo, doesn't she, stripped off? But you can see why she lit Terry Harper up, didn't she?
Yeah, she's very strong, very strong. I thought it kind of, I think Maya was afraid to engage with her early, and their tempo was way too slow because
Ken. Yeah.
She didn't want to engage, and I think you look at it, kind of reminded me a bit of Felix Trinidad De La Hoya, where De La Hoya run for a few rounds and just cost him the fight. I think that's kind of what happened to Maya.
Yeah. Ken, if you were going to go on a date with any of these women I'm going to mention now, I want you to tell me which one. Ebony Bridges, Baumgardner, Katie Taylor, Anne Wolf, or Savannah. Which one would you take on a date?
Which, are they all single?
If they're single, Ken.
I don't think it would be going to be a date with Anne Wolf anyway.
Why not?
She'd crush you.
Like a wolf.
She'd crush you.
Anne Wolf knocks men out. If Anne Wolf knocked on your door and said, "You owe me £500," you'd pay her, wouldn't you?
So you'd have a reinforced composite door with Anne Wolf coming to it. She is. Who was it she knocked out in the gym? She was training James Kirkland. It was something about.
He was frightened to death of a one, James Kirkland.
I think that's what happened to James Kirkland's chin. He's getting knocked out by
Anne Wolf
on a daily basis.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask you about the British Boxing Board of Control, Kent. It's a self-appointed establishment, been going for, I don't know, must be nearly 80 years, is it? 90 years, something. It's been going a long time, hasn't it? Before World War II, is it? Is it something like
that? Yeah.
Self-appointed, right? Do we need another organisation to take over now? Because they've made a mess of it, and they're a bit like Tories, aren't they? Liz Truss's gone today, hasn't she?
Chaos, absolute
But
chaos.
and they're wanting Bojo back, aren't they? Or whatever his name. Boris.
Boris is coming back off holiday
Do
to come
you, do
back
you
and
feel that? I mean, I was looking at some of them websites earlier on, and people say, "Oh, you're racist." Well, okay, listen. If I want to go look on some of them websites, EDL and all that, I like to know what they're on with. They're saying they're going to rise up, right? If this Rishi gets in, do you think they will? Or don't you say out, Ken, because he's supposed to be racist? Are we not allowed to say out about this? Because I don't want rioting outside my house where my kids are. So I'm concerned. What do you think, Ken?
it all depends on who's mates with who in politics. You know,
Yeah.
Jeremy Hunt is de facto prime minister at the minute.
Oh,
Jeremy Hunt.
I've never heard of him. He sounds all right.
Well, he is. He is.
Well, they all are, aren't they? Let's have it right. Let's have it right. They all lay a log in the same pot, don't they? You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
It's yeah. And him and Rishi are mates, and Rishi, stabbed Boris in the front and the back, before Boris was sacked. So I think at the minute Rishi's at 18% and Boris is at 16%. It's going to be. I think Boris, if he does get in, he's back in control. If he doesn't, he's getting publicity. So it works out. Like Boris got Boris got 350,000 last week for a speech. So he's quids in. Like if he's in or not, he's still going to get. These people are like publicity animals. I think what they need is somebody in like Boris maybe to win the general election. It's all down to who they think. It's not who they think's best for the job. I think it's going to be who's best to help them win a general election.
You know that Rishi? You know, if he'd have been in Donkey Trust 30 years ago when it happened, or 28 years ago, you know, on canteen day on a Thursday, I'd have said, here, hand it over, son. I'd have took everything off him. Little weasel he is, man. He's a little weasel. I don't like him. And his missus, ain't she some billionaire involved with some tax avoidance and all that? What is all that? What is, they want these people to run this country? Are they even from here?
They're not even
Going on, mate.
It's people running the country.
Who's London Mayor anyway? Who's London Mayor? Is it still Joshua's mate?
Sadiq Khan, yeah, worst London mayor in record.
What's going on, mate? What is happening? What is happening to the world, mate? Forget boxing. What's happening to the world? It's all gone cuckoo, isn't
it? The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorest. That's what's happening.
I'm telling you, mate. We need somebody, a leader of this country, Kent, who's going to be a strong leader and do well for us and look after old folks and stuff like that, don't we? And that's what I want to see. I want to see school places for people and stuff like that. I'm trying to get my kids. I take my kids in the morning to school and got to drive 7 miles. And then obviously got to go get them in the afternoon. It's a nightmare. This one is a school over the road, but there's no places, and this is what we're up against. Do you know what I mean? But hey ho, Mark Efron, what do you see next for him? Would you like to see him in with John Ryder or Zach Parker?
Yeah, the thing with him at the minute, it's just waiting around what's happening at middleweight. All of them with Triple G. You know what happens with him. You know, coming down, he's still got belts.
Mark Efron's a super middle, isn't he?
Super middle, yes. Sorry, corrected. Parker and Ryder, are they not middleweights?
Parker and Ryder, I think they're super middle, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, well, I think that's a really good fight. Denzel Bentley as well has got a world title against.
He's in an hard fight, but I like him, Denzel Bentley. I like him. See, I do say positive things about boxing. I like him, Denzel Bentley.
He's won 3 fights in a row from that defeat to Felix Cash. and he's fighting for a world title. You know, if you were Felix Cash right now, you know, his last two fights, he was sick at one, and the last was cancelled for obviously reasons we know. What would you be saying if you were Felix Cash right now?
I'd be saying, get me in touch with that Usman because I want to know what he's been giving me. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Felix Cash, I think he's probably 5 fights away from a world title at the moment. I want to see him doing something at European level, putting them guys to kip, and then in a world title eliminated. That's what I'd like to see from him. But I think there's a question mark against everybody in that gym now. Everybody.
Even as well as saying that, Matchroom have only one scheduled UK show between now and Christmas.
Yeah.
Like if you were a UK based fighter from Matchroom, you'd be saying, "What am I doing here? This is we're not getting fights. You know, that's their job. That's their job to fight." But going back to Parker and John Ryder, that's a smashing fight, Russell.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
What do you think of it?
I think it's a good fight. Look, John Ryder fought Billy Joe on a Bricktop show, didn't he? So he's not bothered about whose show he goes on. He just wants to fight John Ryder, doesn't
he? Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's kind of had ups and downs, but as they say, that's the only real matchroom fighter it's on a BT show. You know, you look at the shows BT. Obviously, the Chisora and Fury fight isn't going to be a good show, and it isn't pay-per-view. But they have been putting on good shows. They have been making better fights in the UK than Matchroom.
Yeah, they have, mate. Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving backwards. Callum Smith, what next for him?
He's WBC #1 ranked, but what does that mean? Like who? Like what does that mean? You know, I spoke about this before. From winning the Super Series at super middleweight, he lost obviously that big fight in America. From that, he stepped up to light heavyweight. There should be no reason why you can't get world level fights at light heavyweight. Light heavyweight is probably, arguably, the best division in boxing at the minute at world level.
Yeah. Why isn't Callum Smith calling out Beterbiev?
Well, obviously, it's the, you know, Anthony Yard and Beterbiev of, they say it's been agreed. He's having a takeover fight before it.
They won't be putting him in a takeover if that were nailed on, would they?
I don't want to hear about, it's been agreed. If I see a press conference and I see an announcement, that's what I want to hear. I don't.
When you see a press conference, they've paid out for billboards and a venue to do it, and people are all going there and all that. They're not just going to cancel it after all that. That's when fights are agreed, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. But when you see a press conference, for me, that's step one. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's step one. But be honest with you, Russell, there's so many good fights in the light heavyweight division, domestically and at world level.
Callum Johnson against Yard. They could put that on, couldn't they? They could put Jose Burton in a cruiserweight fight with a couple of British guys, couldn't they? Jack Massey, Jose Burton. What's up with that for a fight?
They're good fights. You know, Dennis has got a fighter at cruiserweight, hasn't he? At Jack.
They have no more, I don't think.
No more. No, it's disappointing. You know, he did invest in Jack Massey with, a lot of money for the title. You know, IBO title. You have to bring over officials from IBO.
Dennis and Steve Crump put the money where the mouth were, for Jack Massey, and basically his team around him are just not I'll not say too much, but the dishonourable.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing for Dennis. You know, he got an opportunity, and there's a world titler, and obviously it didn't work out. You know, but it's light heavyweight is just such a hotbed of boxing. it'd be criminal if none of those fights actually made, and that's the only way. You think of maybe Callum Johnson and fighting either of any of them names for that one fight. That would be the equivalent of maybe getting paid 3 or 4 fights. So you're obviously going to take it. It's going to be financially and longevity wise. It's going to be more beneficial for the fighters, but nothing seems to be getting done, even at light heavyweight.
Yeah. What next for Adam Booth?
Go to Adam Booth. He's the best. The Dark Lord.
Ken, you sounded like a drowned rat underwater. Somebody holding you down underwater.
I have been practicing that, and the last time somebody said it sounded like it was Dutch. My name's Dutch, but I'm not Dutch. Go for it, please do. Go for it.
Go to Adam Booth, the Dark Lord. He's the best. Yeah, I'll do a better one. Shall I do Ross Birkinshaw? Hey up, pal. Oh, hey up, Dennis. Hey up, Porky Russ. Hey up, Michelle. I was out last night with Carlton Palmer and David Hurst. What a great night.
Carlton Palmer, what a name. Did you ever see that documentary with Graham Taylor? And Carlton Palmer was in it. Oh my word!
I heard
documentary.
I went to a Wednesday match years and years ago when Wednesdays were riding high, when they had Big Ron there and Chrissy Waddle on left wing and John Sheridan, David Hurst, all them, Carlton Palmer, and I went to it and fans were singing Carlton Palmer with smoke water. I thought that was quite funny actually. I mean, Carlton Palmer's probably one of the worst ever people to play for England, isn't he? Let's have it right, man. Let's talk football here. How did he ever get in England team, man? No wonder they did note with Graham Taylor. Come on.
Did you ever watch that documentary, Russell?
I've seen it. The Great Do I Not Like That it's called, isn't it? Graham Taylor.
Comedy gold. Gold.
I mean, he just said, he turned around and to the referee and said, "You've probably just got me the sack." Yeah, you should have been gone years ago, Taylor, man. Jeez. Carlton Palmer and that other guy they had played for him, I forgot his name now, played for Palace. Jeff Summer, he played for England.
Jeff Summer. And
he had a shot from near court, and he ended up at corner flag. Get his name now.
Gaza at the time probably was 3 stone overweight. Remember Gaza at the time?
Gaza got injured, didn't he? And that's why they probably didn't go to World Cup, didn't they? In qualifiers and that. Because they were carrying him money, but hey ho. Where's boxing heading, Ken? Where's it heading?
Boxing is heading to, it's exactly now where we have been saying it's been heading for the last year. The YouTube scene is probably getting more press last week than Marshall Shields. We've got all the doping scandals, which has been really bad. We've got the board, who are, in my opinion, hopeless. We've got Pound Shop pay-per-views. We're probably sitting at that period of way back when we were getting Friday night boxing because they didn't want to put it on a Saturday night. That's where we're at. It's probably the worst boxing's been in 10 years.
Yeah, I'm a bit deflated today over it myself, mate. It's not good. Competition, Ken. We're going to get Porky Teddy out. We've done one this morning with Julian. We'll do another one. Pick a question. The answer is porkycorner@mail.com. Send it to the email, porkycorner@mail.com. You pick a question, Ken, and I'll send you one of these to your house, whoever first to email me. Go on,
so we've been a bit different today. We've shown diversity in our show today. We've talked about football, boxing, and politics. So do you want a question from football, boxing, or politics?
Boxing
question. You've just threw me in it here. Who was the last 3 British boxers to win the Lonsdale belt outright?
The last 3?
The last 3 British boxers to win the Lonsdale belt outright.
I know. I'll not say. The last 3 British boxers to win the Lonsdale belt outright. Answers on a postcard. PorkyCorner@mail.com. And you'll get a Porky Teddy in the post. You'll get about 40 or 50 replies to that, Kent. Oh, I were first. No, you won't. Well, you want screenshots to send me emails, see who were first. First to who sends it, you get one in post. If you don't send it, you don't get one. You've got to be in it to win it. But that's about it. I'm going to do a bit of shoulders and legs now and then wait for Rico. Go.
Where's Rico been?
Rico's not like us, Ken. He's on mega dough. He can go anywhere he wants, can't he?
Yeah.
I think he went to Finland, and then I think he went somewhere else. He sent me, it might have been Greece or something. He sent me a video of him in pool doing the old Sharon Davis. So, Rico, I've got your Christmas present at my house. It's a skipping rope. Needs a bit of timber off him. I've got Rico's coming on in 48 minutes. So I'll get these uploaded, pick a thumbnail.
I like the billboard behind you, Russell.
It's flat. I'm going to flatten it. Oh, you can't see. I'll show you. Hang on a minute.
You've got Britain's greatest ever athlete.
I'll show you what clowns they are. I'm mad this, right? See that the Eastwood Autos, and then to the left.
Yeah.
That one that you see half of it, that Spartan Demolition. Why would they send me that? Knowing it curves round on corner.
Brutal.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it's not good, mate. Not good at all. So, and like I said, I don't know how to work anything in here because I'm a hammer nigger, Ken. I'm not like you.
Technophobe.
I ain't got a clue about me. If I can't deal with it, I just stick hammer through it. I've got no I ain't got patience, mate, for all that nonsense. But yeah, so there's another one coming next week, and they're going to be all bunched up, and we've had to juggle a few about, and we're going to bunch them all up into the middle, and sponsors are going to go on to be brought into the middle, and the corner bits are going to be just red, so it'll fold around. But maybe it's our fault for not saying it's one of them frame jobs that needs a wraparound thing, and I don't know, mate. But either way, they're not getting paid.
No, it looks good. As long as you've got Eddie the Eagle on it, that's the main thing.
Got Scott Brunt there from Rotherham, former kickboxer. He's involved with Spartan Demolition. Big Ron's there, Dylan White, Johnny Nelson, Eddie the Eagle. Let's have a look what else there is. You've got Fury and Eddie Hearn on that bit round there, Savannah and that round there, and Ian Snowden, footballer. I've known Ian Snowden since I was 12. He's played for Rovers. It's Kev's mate. Matthew Stevens, Peter Bean. We've got Bean on there, aka Rumpelstiltskin. He's on there. But yeah, the next one that comes next week will be a bit better. Eastwood Autos there next door. They're all right. Innovation Alloys, that's AJ Hobson's company. Coca-Cola, that's some South Yorkshire packaging deal with. That's it. So it's all good, isn't it? It's all good. It's all good. It's only, listen, mate. It just brightens it up, doesn't it? Brightens up.
It looks good. Looks really good.
Every morning looking at a picture of my ugly mug. But you'd have thought they'd have put one up for me with towing teeth, but that'd have been too cringe, wouldn't it? Just stuck an old one up, but listen, mate, we're not hurting anybody. We can plodding on.
It's good fun. It's good fun.
Oh, we're going to stick all characters on from who come on channel, but nobody wanted to be on it. Nobody wanted to be on it. You would have been up for it, wouldn't you, Ken?
Wouldn't have minded.
Wouldn't you?
I wouldn't have minded.
Wouldn't you? Well,
I wouldn't care.
I'll put it to the board. I'll put it to the board, Ken. You'd have got loads of stick though, wouldn't you?
So what? I get loads. So what? Who cares? Leaving somebody else alone.
Since you've been on Porky's Corner, Kent, has your love life got better or worse? Which one is it, better or worse, or just same?
It's kind of like It's kind of like, what was it? You get the peak and then you flatten off. You go flat.
Oh, Kent, have you been a mucky? Have you been a mucky pup, Kent?
Nah, no comment.
You've been taking birds out in that pea shooter you've got, haven't you, like a merc?
Oh, no way.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
it's a 1.8. It's a 1.8.
1.8 is it?
It's a 1.8 TDI.
Go on, Kent, ripping it up. No problem. Well, listen, thank you very much for coming on. We always have a bit of banter, don't we?
Yep.
This will probably not go out tonight because whenever I do a video on here on YouTube,